guys, this video is kind of a follow-up to the last one I did on dual enrollment. I had a woman email me and mildly chew me out because I was telling people not to transfer from dual enrollment into university, but to enter as a freshman. There are times when a student should transfer, and I didn't cover that in my last video, so I'll cover that now. Really, the only time I can say that I recommend a student transferring from dual enrollment at community college into university would be if they didn't properly utilize dual enrollment to begin with. And maybe they didn't understand how to properly utilize it, maybe they just blew their GPA, and when that happens, it's a completely different goal that you strive for if you blow your GPA. Okay, the whole point of utilizing dual enrollment, especially for homeschooled kids, is to earn that bona fide high GPA. By high, I'm talking 3.5 or higher, preferably a 4.0. Maintaining a 4.0 should be no problem if you're of average intelligence and apply yourself. No problem in community college. If you're getting near a C in class, drop the class. I know that nowadays it's more common to be hit with a limit of how many classes you can drop, but you need to take advantage of that if your goal is to maintain a high GPA. Now, if you blow your GPA, your goal then becomes to accumulate as many free or low-cost hours as possible before you transfer into university. Also, if you're a poor test taker, it may be to your benefit to transfer into a university. SATs and ACTs are not easy tests. And if you don't do well on those tests, you might consider transferring. Acceptance standards for transfer students are generally lower than what they are for freshmen. Also, if you're shooting for an elite school, transferring in is oftentimes a better option than trying to enter as a freshman. But again, you guys, if you transfer in to a university from dual enrollment and you've accumulated more than 30 hours, you are no longer a freshman, and you miss out on those great financial aid packages that are typically designated to incoming college freshmen in state. Okay, I have some other experiences I want to share with you and maybe some tips. I tell my own kids that I require of them a 4.0 in dual enrollment. They can do it. If they just apply themselves, they can do it. For my kids, dual enrollment is far easier than homeschooling. Here's one experience I'll share with you. My daughter signed up for a world literature class. I'm an English teacher. She told me that they studied for the entire semester, they studied anime. You know, it's that Japanese comic book art or style. She had to all but beg me not to go have a talk with that professor. Yeah, she made a 4.0 no problem. And in that class, extra credit was attending Comic-Con, comic book convention. That was their extra credit. Not reading Shakespeare or delving into Poe, nothing literature related, comic books. So anyway, she did attend the convention because I tell my kids, you take advantage of all extra credit. I don't care if you're maintaining a 4.0. I don't care if you've got a 100 in a class. You keep it that way with all the extra credit. You attempt and accomplish all the extra credit you can. Not only that, teach your kids to be their own advocates of their own education. No one will ever care about their education as much as they do, or as much as they should. Their professors won't care, and you need to take them with you when you go and register them for classes at dual enrollment. Or when you go to pay the fees, teach them how everything is done so that when they go to university, they have the confidence to do it themselves and the knowledge. I also teach them to establish relationships with their professors, to go in during office hours and to discuss their grades, or how could I have done better on this test? How could I have written this paper in such a way that I would have made an A instead of a B? When professors see that you care about your own education, that you care about what you're learning, that you care about what's being taught in class, what they're putting their effort into every day, you gain rapport with that professor. And sometimes rapport and even just attempting extra credit can bring you up an entire letter grade. And if you don't think that's true, try teaching something as subjective as composition or literature. I'm an English teacher. I know that I shouldn't favor students, and I try my hardest not to, but there are some that are just very endearing to a teacher, and those are the students that make an effort, come to class, which you should also teach your child to do. And I assume if you're the parent and they're living in your home going to dual enrollment, they're going to go to every single class. They won't skip classes. I was going to do a separate video for my Texas viewers, but I'm just going to give a little blurb here. House Bill 505 passed recently, and it's just now going into effect this next semester starting in January. And the provisions of House Bill 505 are great. First of all, students can be any age in high school. So if you have a ninth grader, your ninth grader can go into dual enrollment, provided they pass the TSI test. And I'll talk about that in a minute. The second provision is that they can take as many hours as they want to. They can be full-time students at community college, earning both high school and college credit. So I take full advantage of that, as you already know. So the laws are in our favor as homeschoolers. Now your students have to pass a test. In most states, I think it's the AccuPlacer. All these tests are created by College Board. I'm not real happy with College Board. I'm not a big advocate of College Board. They're test creators, they market themselves very well, and I wish they could be eliminated, but they're not. They're one more way to weed out. Anyway, in Texas, we don't have the AccuPlacer because our students couldn't pass the AccuPlacer. Not the homeschooled students, I'm talking about public and private that typically go into community college. So Texas contacted College Board and said, our kids can't pass the AccuPlacer. Could you create a test just for Texas so that our kids can pass it and enter community college? Well, that's the TSI, Texas Success Initiative. Your kids have to pass that test, and it's 3 components, or it has 3 components: reading, writing, and math. They have to at least pass reading and writing to start their education in dual enrollment. If they don't pass the math, DMAT classes, that's developmental math, those are available. You do have to pay for those. You don't get financial aid or any kind of benefits, financial benefits to pay for those DMAT classes because those are not considered college credit, college level classes. Okay, so that's it for Texas, the state of Texas. Now the Dallas area, the Dallas County, there's something extra special. Dual enrollment is free, and that's not because our federal government or our state government stepped in and mandated free college, community college to all the students. That's something that the voters decided during a bond election many years ago. All right, so that's it just for Texas students. My next talk will be on financial aid. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching.